Alright, today we're going to be looking at Dogmatika Invoked. Borrowed a list from PBG. I kind of wanted to keep things from what we were testing earlier on, but played, two locals since then. Did very well at both. Finished undefeated at one, and went 3-1 at the other, so not too bad. So, show some love on the channel. Always leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And of course, like the video for more. Alright, so what are we doing with this? So, we were testing a list from PBG, and I was like, well, we'll see how it does from locals. And I ended up liking some of the choices. So we have triple copies of Ecclesia, your best Dogmatika card. This part never actually ever changes, because she's the best card. Then we have 2 copies of Fleur de Lis. Now, I did find this a little bit interesting. So, the original builds you guys saw me playing ages ago, we were playing 3 of this. And I actually kind of missed the 3rd. I figured that we would go ahead and kind of change things up a little bit in terms of variance and whatnot, but 2 is fine. I do miss the other copy of this, though. There's a lot of grind games against Rogue. Even like against dinosaurs, you want to see multiples of these, because they'll deal with the first one. You know, when you get to the game state back to your next turn, which your deck should do, you kind of want to see the second copy of this, but once you kind of burn through your first one, you're like, well, what am I supposed to do at that point? So, I do miss a second copy of this. Considered putting it back in for locals play, but at this stage, we're testing the 1 for now. Triple copies of Alistair the Invoker. This card is absurd, and I would like to see this card probably limited to 1 at some point. It's absurd. And then triple copies of Asher Blossom and Joyous Spring, because you want the hand trap negation on things. A lot of people underestimate the power of Ash. Right? I love seeing lists that play 2, and I'm like, but why though? Like, well, because Japan was doing it. Like, Spell cards. Triple copies of Magical Meltdown. Not in Secret Rare Edition. Kind of got a thing for the supers for these. Also, I don't want to spend unnecessary money at this point. But triple copies of Meltdown to ensure that we can search for our good cards. Also, this card making sure that your opponent cannot do things on the Fusion Summon is really good. Multi-purposing effects are excellent. Searching and allowing your opponent not to do things. 2 copies of Invocation. This is staple. You don't mess around with this ratio. If you start trying to do crazy things like trying to play 1 Invocation, there are a few games where we'll board out 1. I'll be like, I don't want to deal with this. It's one of those things. It's like once you start drawing them, you're like, ugh, I hate this. So for the most part, 2 of these is fine. I wish I could play multiple copies of Search for Alistair, the spell card, but unfortunately, we are not allowed to play more than 1 Terraforming. 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. So I have a love-hate with this card. In your not against Adamantipator. This card's horrible against Adamantipator. Say Invoked Mirror. This is really good. You can hit your opponent's field spell with this. Use this against... This card's best power is against the stupid field spells for Numerons. You're like, pay cost please, and then you shoot this off. Then you do this on Eldland cards. The Golden Lands, banish them. Make sure the Conquistadors are getting banished from the field so you don't have to deal with them. 2 is fine, because you're basically going to be outgating your opponent during the next turn. So... card is really good. 1 copy of Talents. Now, I was a little bit against this, but when I started borrowing the list and was testing it a little bit, I was like, you know what? 1 Talents is fine. It's one of those things that's like, you see it, it's good. If you don't see it, no real loss off of your back. But the card has really been good as a 1-of so far. I have no regrets about playing this. The games I saw, this card was crazy. But it's not something I'd want to play multiples. You see what I'm saying? triple copies of Nadir. Basic search, or dropping off the good cards from the extra deck to ensure that we get off our good searches. Searching for Ecclesia to start combo. There's nothing too crazy to say about this, but I do think that this card is the nuts. Now, there is this card. Now, I took a big approach from this since when we were originally testing. I looked at droplets and I was like, you know, we'll see where the format goes. We'll see if it's worth it. Because, you know, sometimes Dogmatika Invoked just does not have the resource pool to want to discard. And I still stay by that statement because it is true. Some hands you'll need to negate 3 things with the droplet. You'll be burning off some resources. And that'll leave you with 2 cards to combo. If those 2 cards are called Magical Meltdown and Ecclesia, you're going to get there. But this card is dependent on the rest of your hand. Because this deck is so good at being 1-card starter of the deck, this card can help you break those keyboards going second. And yes, I think we are going to have to continue to play this in the main deck. This card was very worth it. Very worth it. I really like this. This card's kind of poopy right now. I'm kind of surprised. Call by is not performing to the standard that I want it to right now. Card is good, don't get me wrong. Hitting those hand traps and things so you can play the game, but that's like this card's only purpose in life. And I guess to like banish a Golden Lord or something. But outside of that, this doesn't do the work I want it to. And then 1 Desires. 1 is fine. 1 of this 3 Tactic Talents was fine. I get it. You see this card, you're in a good position. I mean, that's where it is. And it's not like if your opponent holds the Ash or something, you can do this and have it be an extender. That's really good. Triple copies of Infinite Impermanence. Alright, another hand trap, punishing the opponent, capitalizing on things. No real explanation needed for this. I miss more of these. 2 copies of Solemn Judgment. Yes, I love the Ghost Rare for this. Always have, always will. Nothing too spicy to say about this. This card was crazy. A few people didn't expect it to happen, and it just blew people out. This is techie. I like this. You set up a whole board with this behind your stuff. Your opponent is going to look at you and go, what do? But some limits a very devastating card. Continuous Floodgates, by the way, that your deck can actually support 1-on-1 here. If not, this is just a side-out target. 1 Schism and 1 copy of Punishment. It's very standard. I do kind of miss a 2nd copy of this too, but these ratios were fine. Alright. Token. Kazakage, and some Mizukage. More tokens. Alisu. Token, Beru. Alright. Always got to show these off. People always love seeing the cool stuff on the side. Alright. Extra deck. What's going on here? This is very basic stuff. 1 El Mirage, 1 Secure Gardener. Very basic. I like getting my fire into the graveyard for the Purgatrio. Alright. 2 copies of Macabre, making sure that we can get those negates. We're playing traps, so we do get the trap negates. Very worth it. 1 Purgatrio. This was actually signed for me in Chicago for the Extra Deck challenge. I've been playing this ever since. Thank you, by the way. I'm very good at reading handwriting, but if you see this in the video, thank you. I love playing this card. It's so good. This card's got me so many wins. I love it. 1 copy of Algoides. I love this card. This card is bonkers. 2 copies of Titanclad because you don't need more than 2. 1 App Cologne, 1 Construct, and 1 Winda. By the way, I love these arts. Alright, like, these 2 are best. Even playing them in Unlimited. 2 copies of Vanitas. This card's amazing. 1 budget Cyber Dragon Nova, and 1 copy of Omega. Nothing else to say there. It's basic extra deck. Side deck. Alright. Triple Space Rock Boy. Very, very straightforward. 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Basic interactions for Yield Numeron. Gotta love it. One Pankratops. This card's absurd. I love this card. Going second, just being able to put a 2600 body on the field with potential popping. You'd be surprised how good that actually is. Some bricks and another brick. That's how I feel about this card. I have nothing else to say about this. Triple copies of this card. This card's nuts. This plus droplet's good. One evenly and one reboot. Well, it's too bad to say about this deck. But that is everything that we are doing right now for our beautiful Invoked Dogmatika deck. Like I said, this deck is a lot of fun. You have a lot of people, locals, playing this, then you may as well cut this. But I mean, outside of that, I think this is a lot of fun for what it's worth. So guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Check out our friends tradingcardmint.com down below. Enter IMCO40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Alright guys, I'm out. Peace. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out IMCO40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by IMCO40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out IMCOgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.